Hello everybody, I'm Melissa and welcome back to Book Bar and welcome to the first vlog of 2025. I'm going to be doing a challenge this week. It is Saturday and this vlog will go till probably next Saturday, like through next Saturday. It'll be a weekly vlog and I'm going to let a spinner wheel decide my reads for the week. So I have multiple spinner wheels. That's how I read most of my books in the month of December because I just could not be bothered to follow TBR or do anything. So I have a spinner wheel and I'll put it right here. But basically the categories are all the genres I read, and then I have TBR Uno, 12 books from 12 friends, and my 25 and 25. So obviously if I spin and it gets TBR Uno, I have to pick one of the books on my TBR. I have a TBR Uno spinner wheel. I have a 25 books in 2025 spinner wheel, and I have a 12 books from 12 recs from 12 friends spinner wheel as well, that I will use if I get those. And then I also have genre specific spinner wheels, not all of them, like so like nonfiction and other, like I have books that I want to read for those, but I don't have that, like I know what I'm gonna read. Like if I get those categories, I know what I'm gonna read. I don't have like options. So I actually did do my first spin and I got nonfiction, which will be my audiobook just because I'm not a big like a nonfiction physical reader. And then I did spin again for a ebook and I got historical. And so I had a bunch of historicals, and the one I'm reading is something of love to love, like something if luck be a lady or something like that, by Christi, Caldwell. It's a book my grandma recommended to me, so I'm excited for it. She loves historical romances, so I'm excited to give it a try. But yeah, I'm gonna go and start this vlog and start reading these books. And the audiobook I'm reading, the nonfiction, is it's a book about millennials and like fangirl culture and just what it is to be a millennial girl, and that's exactly what I am. So yeah, I'm gonna go and get started, and I'll talk to you all when I have an update. Hello, I have finished part 1 of One in a Millennial, and it's very much like a love letter to my childhood and like things that I experienced as a teen growing up in the new millennium, and that is essentially what it is. And, you know, different things that happened, like purity culture and, you know, going to these religious camps. I vividly remember going to these as a child, like as a teen, and, you know, the thoughts that it shaped our, you know, our minds and everything. And then, of course, you know, the, like, difference of, like, pop culture and what, you know, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Is it, like, the best thing I've ever read? No. If you're not a millennial, are you gonna have any of the same feelings about this? Probably not. You're probably gonna be like, this is dumb. Whether it's you're older and you're gonna be like, this is everything that is wrong with millennials, or you're younger and you're gonna be like, yeah, I get it, you're old. So it's just very much different. Like it's very much a like it's a book that if you grew up in the 90s, early 2000s, like if you were at upper elementary, middle school, high school, in that time period, it's great. Like you'll connect to it in a way of like, it's nostalgia, but also like it's not anything like that I feel like compelled to, like I'm not gonna go out and buy it. I don't feel compelled to like get the ebook so I can like annotate or anything. Like it's just fun. Like it's just a fun, basically like a reminder of growing up and my teen years and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna go and continue, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Good evening. I have gotten to about 50% of the One in a Millennial. Same thoughts I had before, nothing crazy. I'm about 25% of the way through, 30% of the way through. Something Lady. Here Comes a Lady. That's what it's called. By Christi Caldwell. I'm enjoying it so far. It's different. So this follows Rafe and Edwina. And Rafe is the bastard son, illegitimate son of a duke, who is also, he's one of 4 siblings, all illegitimate sons of this duke. And the sons and a daughter, 3 sons and 1 daughter. And he's the oldest. And Edwina is tasked with bringing him to London to basically become the next duke, because the duke is not married, but he is never going to have children. And so they want to bring him up as the next duke. And Rafe has no interest in doing this at all. At all. But Edwina, the duke has had many people go and try to get him to come, and he has turned them all down. But Edwina is different because she is not a guy. So it's interesting. I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time with it. But then I did want to read a physical book. I've been like in a physical book mood, like wanting to read something like tangible that I could change the pages instead of just on my Kindle. And so I spun, you'll see it right here, and I got 25 and 25. I ended up with The Kingmaker by Kennedy Ryan, which is good because now I'll have this. That means in January I will have read 2 books already for my 25 and 25, but this is good so far. So this follows Lennox and Maxim, and Lennox and Maxim meet when Lennox is protesting a pipeline that Maxim's father is trying to build on a Native American like burials or site, like on their land, and she's trying to protest this, and she thinks he's there. She thinks Maxim is there to be to like help protest, but really he's there because his father is the one building. But she doesn't know this, and now it's like a couple years later, and they've met up in. Like, they're in Amsterdam, and they've met each other again, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens, but I'm enjoying this. I do have this gorgeous Eternal Embers cover. I am having a good time with it, so I'm gonna go and continue reading, and I'll talk to you all when I get to my next update. Hello. I am done with part 2 of One in a Millennial, and I don't know, I'm like I think I'm gonna DNF it. Because it's not that I'm not enjoying it, I am, but also it's kind of like, I just don't care. Like, it is like, the first part was very much like a love letter to childhood and being like the millennial, especially like female experience. And there's stuff like the whole sorority thing, like everything that she felt, like I felt those same feelings. But she's very much like, her writing is very like, she even said like she throws in a lot of poems. It's very like sing-songy in the audiobook. And 2, it's getting more real and more about like how we didn't understand mental health and stuff. And I'm just not sure that I can mentally handle it. So I think I'm going to DNF it, which I hate to do because it is like a memoir, but maybe I will go back eventually, because I am, like I said, I was enjoying the like love letter to growing up a millennial and everything, and obviously that resonates with me because I am a millennial. But I think I'm going to DNF it because I just have too many other books that I'm currently reading, because my dad wanted to start a buddy read, and so I made a buddy read. I spun the wheel and I was able to get another genre. So we are reading Everyone on This Train is a Suspect by Benjamin Stevenson. It's the second like Ernest Cunningham book. Everyone in my follow-up to Everyone in My Family Has Killed Somebody. And it is funny, quirky. It's a good time. Ernest is writing his second book, and he's on a train with a bunch of other like mystery writers, and someone is going to be a murderer. So I don't know how, I'm not that far. My dad and I we're enjoying it. We've kind of broken it up, so we're reading about like 25%-ish a day. By reading, I mean listening to 25%-ish a day. But yeah, one thing I wanted to do more of in 2024 or 2025 is DNF. So when I'm not feeling it and not like forcing myself to finish a book just because I want to. So I'm DNFing this one. It was decent. I got to 60-ish%, so I'm still like gonna count it as like a book that I read. Kind of like, I still think I'm gonna put it on like I'll put it on my, I haven't decided if I'm doing a genre blanket or a ratings blanket. So it'll be on the blanket somehow, whether I do, because I was thinking about adding DNFs onto my genre blanket as like their own color. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just rambling now. I'm gonna go because I am exhausted. I worked a long shift today and it was late, and I have to be back at work at 5 a.m. So in like 10 hours. So I gotta go and get ready, take a shower, get ready for bed, because yeah, I'm tired and I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. So I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Hello, good afternoon. I have finished The Kingmaker by Kennedy Ryan. I absolutely loved this so much. 4 stars because it does end on like pretty crazy cliffhanger, so there's not really a full story. There's no HEA yet, so I can't give it more than that because I don't know what's gonna happen between Maxim and Lennox. But I binged, like I read like 200 pages yesterday, and then I read the last like 45 today. Absolutely could not put it down. Was gripped about what was going to happen and what happened when she found out the secret of who Maxim really was. And yes, I loved it. Fantastic. Like I said, the only reason I'm not giving 5 stars is because who knows what's going to happen in the next book, and I'm scared. So yeah, it could, once I read the second book, I fully could, if I like love it as a duet as a whole, I'll bump it up to 5 stars. But for now, it's only getting 4 stars. I also did finish Everyone on This Train is a Suspect by Benjamin Stevenson. I enjoyed this. It was fun. It was campy. It was cute. It didn't take itself too seriously. I gave 4.5 stars. Rounded down to 4 just because it wasn't like a 5-star. It wasn't as good as the first one. I didn't think it does a lot of the same stuff, but I had a great time. It's a great experience reading it with my dad. Loved it. Yeah, I have had fun with it. So I did spin again, and I got Other again. I forgot to screen record, so I just took a screenshot of the Other. And I'm going to read Mind Games by Nora Roberts, which I know is kind of a romance. I'm sure there's going to be a romantic element to it, but it is more of like a suspense book. I think it's heavier on the suspense than the romance, so I am putting that in my Other. And then I'll probably spin again, and hopefully maybe I can get another physical book. I still need to finish Long Came a Lady. I might switch to the audiobook of it. I am enjoying it, but I just can do more stuff when I'm listening to an audiobook than I can reading an ebook, so we'll see. But Mind Games will for sure be an audio. I usually try to have 1 or 2 audios going at the same time, just because I like to have a backup. But I do have another vlog I'm working on the side of this one that I should start. That one has an audiobook for it, so yeah. I don't know what I'm saying. But yes, if I do spin again, you'll see it right here. And I'll talk to you when I have another book picked out. Hello. Good afternoon. It is a snow day here in Texas. Yesterday was a snow day, and today it's not as bad. But yeah, I did finish Along Came a Lady yesterday, and it was cute. I did wish like we had more, like, I felt like their romance was like the end of it wrapped up so quickly, and like them getting together was like in 1 chapter, and that was it. So I kind of wish there was a little bit more, so I gave it 4 stars. I could see the potential of liking other books in the series. My grandma just told me to read the first one first, so that's why I did that. And then I got to the end of part 1 of Mind Games, and I think it's wild. That book is wild so far. So basically, this girl, Thea, she is visiting her grandma. Like, her and her brother go and visit her grandma every year, for 2 weeks in the summer. And she's sleeping, and she wakes up, and she had seen her parents, like, get murdered. And her grandma had the same dream, and so they called the sheriff, and like they went, and her parents had been murdered in their bed by this guy, and she ended up catching him. Like Thea was able, like, she has like this, like, she has this psychic ability where she can like see people, so she saw him, and then like this whole, like, and they caught him, and he's in prison, and he'll be in jail for the rest of his life, but he can see her as well when he's sleeping. So it's interesting, because now at the end of part 1, she finished high school and was like going off to college, and so we'll see what happens. It's good so far. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I am intrigued as to what's gonna happen. And then I did spin again, and I ended up getting fantasy romance, and I got City of Gods and Monsters, which is a reread for me. I actually vlogged the first time I read it. I will have it linked above. Like, I read this in like November of 2023, so it's been a while. I don't remember anything, but Mel and Cassidy's Patreons are reading it, so I decided I would try to reread it. It's fine. I gave it like 3 stars the first time around, and then I was like going to continue, but then the second book didn't get put onto KU until like way later, and then I just kind of forgot everything, and I was like, I don't care to continue. But now that they are reading it, I'm like, oh, I'll listen again, or I'll read it again. This time I'm listening to it on audio just because it works out that way. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I might spin again. I might not. Who knows? I might be done spinning for this vlog. We'll see. We'll see how today goes. I have the rest of today and all day tomorrow off. So that's good. And then who knows what'll happen on Sunday. I mean, obviously the weather should start getting warmer the next couple of days, but who knows. So yeah, I will definitely just be like sleeping or chilling in my room, like reading, getting cozy for at least the next probably 24 hours. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to go, and I'll talk to you all when I have an update for you. Good evening. I wasn't sure if I was going to spin again because I still have 2 audiobooks that I'm listening to, but I realized I'm not going to talk about City of Gods and Monsters because I've already vlogged it. So you had my thoughts before. And I realized I read it in 2022, so kind of 2 years. But yeah, so I do have thoughts on it already in a vlog, so I'm not going to talk about it again. I'll still listen to it, and I'll probably see if like I upped my rating. I gave it 3 stars the first time around, so we'll see. But so I rolled again, and I got TBR Uno, and I got Out of the Gate by Elsie Silver. This is just a little quick novella following Ada and Dermot, who are the grandparents of the heroes in the first 2 books of the Goldish Ranch series. So just very quick, short, 100 pages. I read it in like an hour while watching football. I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. It's a novella. There's nothing great about it. Very quick story. I rarely give novellas 5 stars unless it's like blows me out of the water, and this one did not. But it's fun. It's just fun. I want to one day read everything that Elsie Silver has published, which I am close. There's only 2 books currently out that I have not read, so after this. So yeah. Then I rolled again because I needed a book to read on my Kindle so that I can turn my lights out and go to bed soon. And so I got, so I really like pared down things that like I knew so like I took out nonfiction because I know like if I get a nonfiction it's gonna be an audiobook, and I don't have an audiobook to read. Or if I did, I do have one. No, that's a historical fiction that I have. But all my like I took out that. I took out 25 and 25 because I have read 2 already, and I have plans to read a 3rd one, so I'll be way ahead. And I've started a 3rd one, and I have plans to read a 4th one this month. which also getting to this, I will. So I was like way ahead, and I was like, I don't need to read another one. I took off TBR Uno because I read a TBR Uno book, and the only one on my Kindle that I would want to read, I actually kind of want to listen to the audiobook for, so I didn't want that. I think I took off other because, again, I'd probably end up listening to an audiobook, and so I wanted a book that I knew I was going to read on my Kindle, hopefully. So I rolled again, or spun again, and I got historical, and so I was like, a lot of the historicals I like to listen to on audio. So I was like, we'll see what I get. And I ended up getting The Finest Print, which is like the only ebook that I have on the list. So I got The Finest Print by Erin Langston, and I started reading that. Well, I read like a chapter just so I could say I read it, because I needed a book on my Kindle so that I could keep my Kindle streak going, and so I needed to get something tonight. But yeah, I'm excited. And that is also on my 25 and 25, which is funny, but I'm really killing it on that. Watch these be the only 5 books I read out of it this whole year, but just kidding. That won't be true, because I will definitely read at least the new releases. So yeah, I'm gonna go and take my makeup off and get ready for bed. And yeah, read more of the book. But so far, I have finished 3 books for this challenge, and I'm in the middle of 3 more. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I can. My plan is tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow, so I'll probably wake up, get ready, probably go to the gym, and at the gym I'll listen to Mind Games. Hopefully get that finished tomorrow, and then finish The Finest Print tomorrow or Sunday, and then I can finish this vlog out, because I don't really necessarily need to talk about my thoughts on City of Gods and Monsters. So if I finish it, I finish it. If I don't, I don't. But yeah, I'm gonna go and get ready for bed, and I'll talk to you all when I have an update. Hello, I am done with part 2 of Mind Games, and I am very interested as to where this is going to go. So Thea now has a new neighbor, and it is her like celebrity crush. His grandmother was the owner of the land that Thea bought part of to, build her life on, and so, or the great grandson of that, and so they've kind of formed this bond. He has a son, and so it's single dad romance, which is always fun. And there's an adorable dog named Bunk. We love him. And the guy that murdered her family is still like getting into her dreams, and he's like becoming stronger. And so it's interesting. I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen in this 3rd part. Like, is he going to get out of jail? Is there going to be a face-off in the dream and she ends up winning and killing him? Like, what's going to happen? I'm intrigued. Is he going to hurt her somehow through the dream? And like, it's going to manifest physically. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen, and I'm excited to continue. And that is exactly what I'm going to go do. And I will talk to you all when I have finished. I haven't read much of The Finest Print. I got like 3 chapters in, and I fell asleep last night. So I'm enjoying it. It's good. And yeah, so that is all I have for now. I will talk to you all when I have another update. Hello, I'm here to close out my vlog of using a spinner wheel to read my books. I read over 2,200 pages in this vlog, which is great. It ended up being a little bit more than a week just because of things, but yeah, I had a great time. I had some great reads and some not so great reads. So first I started with One in a Millennial as my nonfiction, and I ended up DNFing this about 2/3 of the way through. I think I just wasn't loving the audiobook. I might try it again. I might try to finish it now that I have the physical copy from the library, and just see how I feel about it. It was getting very, very heavy, which I didn't love. Like, I was like enjoying the beginning of it, like being fangirly and very much like an ode to millennials and like millennial teenagers and girls and growing up and all the things that I felt in life. And then it got really tough. Like, it was getting more serious, which, I mean, obviously as you get into your 30s, life gets more serious. And that's kind of how it felt. And I was just like, oh, I don't know if I feel like reading about that right now. So yeah, I ended up DNFing this, but it's fine. Then for my historical romance, I read Along Came a Lady by Christi Caldwell. I gave this 4 stars, 3.5, 4 stars. I had a good time with it, and I'm excited to continue. Also, I love this cover, so I might try to find myself a actual copy. I did get this one in the library. I'm trying to be better about it. So yeah, 3.5, 4 stars. Had a good time. Then I read with my dad. Everybody read Everyone on This Train is a Suspect. Loved this. Gave 4.5 stars. Not quite as good as the first one, but still had a great time with this. And then I read The Kingmaker by Kennedy Ryan. Again, 4 stars. Could be bumped up to 5 once I finish The Rebel King, but I did enjoy this, and the twist at the end, the cliffhanger at the end. Holy moly. I read Out of the Gate by Elsie Silver. Just a cute, fun novella, 4 stars. Like, nothing fantastic, nothing life-changing, but I had a good time with it. And then, of course, I read 2 books that I absolutely loved. Mind Games by Nora Roberts. I ended up giving 5 stars. I loved it. It was so good. I don't even know if I talked about the end of it, but holy moly. Everything that happened in that book was wild, and I absolutely adored it. And definitely will be reading more Nora. It felt more small town romance than it did like romantic suspense. Like, there was a little bit of like a magical realism twist to it, but I did really enjoy it, and I give 5 stars. And then I read The Finest Print by Erin Langston, and again, 5 stars. Loved it. Erin Langston writes just amazingly romantic historicals that I just love. And I loved this one, of course. So I didn't even really talk about it because I just was so into it, but it follows a girl named Belle, who is actually the daughter of, if you read her other books, she's the daughter of the hero and the heroine from One Winter's Evening, I think is what it's called. Or Some Winter's Evening. It's a like novella after Forever Your Rogue. It follows Gavin, who is Cora from Forever Your Rogue's brother, and him meeting Amelia, who's the governess, going to be the governess for Cora's children, Cora and Nathaniel's children. And so it follows their oldest daughter, Belle, who wants to be a writer, and she wants to write like horror novels, and ends up meeting this guy, Ethan, who is an American in London. He inherited this print shop, which is failing, and he needs something quick. And so they end up writing like these penny bloods, which are just like quick, short horror novels, like weekly serials. And yeah, they end up falling in love along the way, and it was amazing. So yeah, I had a great time with this. And I know it got really quiet, but my aunt just got home, and so I don't want to be too loud. So if you made it to the end of this video, leave me a flower. I don't know why. I should feel like flower. Actually, leave me a snowflake. Leave me a snowflake because it snowed here. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the fun stuff. It really helps me out. I'll talk to you all in the next one.